Yes, that CO2 cartridge that you just used could blow out the spare that you just put in. If you've seen any of my videos on Tony 10-speed, you know that I'm precise and want to get the job done right. So here are a few tips on using the CO2 cartridge. It is important to prep your tire by pre-inflating to prevent the rubber from sticking together, covering with talc, which will allow you to shake the tube up into the tire to prevent pinch flats, and then go ahead and deflate and wrap. I prefer the small, light inflators compared to the bulkier, heavier units. Also one that will both thread into the valve as well as use a threaded cartridge so I don't accidentally leak CO2 on inflation. It's important for me also to have a small either regulator lever or knob so I can let the CO2 in slowly and prevent the tube from popping. I like the ProBike unit, but its regulator is metal and it gets very cold on use. The Birskmore uses a heavy plastic, does not get cold when you're working with the knob. However, the sleeve that comes with the Briskmore tends to be too thin and your hands get real cold. So what I went and did is I went down to Walmart, got myself a mouse pad for about $1. You can also look, in this case I looked and found an old placemat which I cut 4 by 4 inches and wrapped it around with a rubber band. Now it's well insulated. I don't have to worry about getting my hands frostbite, and I can use it with my Briskmore. A 16-gram cartridge should suffice for most road bike tires. Once the tube and tire have been reinstalled and before inflating, go ahead and check that the valve is free. Shake the tube up into the tire, checking that it's not caught under the bead of the tire. Now we're ready to reinflate. Make sure the valve of the tire is open. Take your Briskmore or your ProBike. Make sure that the knob or lever is in the locked position. And let's attach it to the valve. Attach our cartridge. Thread it all the way in. You hear a little sound as the end of the cartridge is pierced. Undo the lever. Close the knob or lever when the tire is nice and firm. Go ahead and unscrew our CO2 inflator. Close our valve. When you get home, don't forget to let all the CO2 out of the tire and refill it with your floor pump. CO2 has a tendency to permeate the rubber, and when you get up the next morning, you're going to have a flat tire. Please comment and let me know what systems you've used and if there are any other tips that I should pass on to our viewers. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe. This is Tony at Tony 10 Speed. Safe cycling.